All right, everyone, welcome in. Hello, everybody. A lot on the go here. Welcome in, Architect. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you for being here. It's going to be in a very exciting KAGI finals. The Crucible Online. We're going to have Karen versus Kalos. Welcome in. Not tonight is an absolute staple. Absolute staple when it comes to KAGI. One of the best in the business. And we're going to have Karen over on Soybok, which is also translated to Silver Wolf. This is a Vietnamese deck, so you know it's gonna be good. This has been Karen's mainstay. I think she's been playing GR pretty much for the past few KAGIs since GR has been released. I know she's been really enjoying it, but really interesting deck. I think it's got a lot of just really cool lines. I don't know if people have got coverage about it before. But it's sick. It's a really fun deck. I'm really excited to see it get played. Definitely a tricky deck. It's definitely the deck that's like, you know, same with Karen, right? I mean, when Karen first picked this deck up, she knew there was something there, but she didn't know what it was. And so it's definitely a fair bit of figuring out what the lines in the deck are and what they optimally are, and how to manage that. Because you can see this is a 12 expected Amber deck. But I think we'll see in a little bit if that's accurate or not. Then we're gonna have Kalos over on Emma, Phalanx, Weathersby. This is gonna be a PV deck, and I think this is something that Kalos has been bringing consistently too. This is a Soul Lock deck, and this is a Dis Logo Sanctum. It's got a Trink's Creed. Very good. It's a good deck. You know, it's a 93 SAS. Both these are very strong decks. You know, both of them are Archon, Hexad, Triad worthy decks, and yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Soybok or Silver Wolf is certainly a very what do you call it? It's a very combo-y deck, right? It really looks to get into a certain win condition. And I personally don't know much about, even though this is both these players are my teammates. I actually don't know too much about Kalos Deck. I haven't really seen them play it all that much. I do love Archon's Callback, though. Archon's Callback, I think, is my favorite, maybe not the favorite, but one of my favorite cards in PV. I think Archon's Callback has had a really good resurgence from Dark Tidings. I think it's done really interesting things. I think it's always been an interesting card. But in this set in particular, it's breathed new life into it, and it's become very interesting. And then we see sort of Expect the Unexpected, Tails You Lose, Second Mouse, and Science Mode. Yes, so not really, honestly, not very good prophecies. The only one that's, yeah, not really good prophecies at all. We do have one key cheat, I think, in the sense. Oh no, I thought they had a. Oh, we shouldn't have, but that's counted as a key cheat. And we're gonna have some imps. We got Gold Imp and we got Embellish Imp. So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be really interesting to see how everything goes. I think it's gonna be interesting lineups. Obviously, the Begone won't get any value because there's no Dis in Karen's deck. Although you never know, they might be looking to destroy their own creatures. But yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. There is artifact control. Obviously, Emma Phalanx doesn't have artifact control, so they can't, like, I don't know, blow up the well or something, or something like that. But yeah, we do the Soul Lock, so it'll be interesting to see. How this plays out. Neither deck's super high Amber control. Neither super high Amber control. Both very fast though. This is a 24 speed and this is a 8.3 speed. And I think we'll sort of see 17 recursion. Obviously, I think we'll sort of see once we get into it. This 8.3 get is going to go up a little bit. So let's see. I think they've got a room ready for us. And Kalos is in the UK. If you don't know, Kalos recently. Oh, did they win? Bad. I should know this. They recently had a lot of success at the UK Nationals. And I think they had some success in the French. No, I think they unfortunately didn't have the success they wanted to at the French Vault Tour, but not French Nationals. But yeah, no, they just had a bunch of success. I think they top forward in pretty much every event, and I think they won sealed. So really well done. I think they've been on a huge tear. They've been playing really well. Need to read cards. True. I'm waiting. I am waiting for the day that we get. Oh, welcome in, Carrie. Oh, I'm waiting for the day we can get like the untapped.gg plugin equivalent for TCO, and players can just hover. Like the people viewing my stream can just hover the cards. And yeah, we're all teammates here. Karen's my teammate, Kalos is my teammate, and they're mutually teammates. So it is truly, that's true, not tonight. It is Cooktown's job to make work for JT. That's right. So this is truly a swindle affair on the finals. Very wholesome chat before the finals. Love to see it. Keyforge community is great. And it is a best-of-1 room, but don't let that fool you. They've been instructed to make sure that this is a best-of-3 game. The 3 BR Geist in Silverwolf it's really cool because of how the flexibility it brings to the deck. Like that's really cool. That's one of my favorite things about it. Is it better than 3 Mimicries? It's different, and I think that's okay. It can be different. 3 Mimicries is really cool. I know Crusader's deck has 3 Mimicries, and I think that is a lot of flexibility too. I mean, basically, it's Mimicries are copying actions, and the BR Geists are copying creatures. You can think of it that way. So, like, they're kind of doing the same thing, just on different axes. Archon's Callback. There we see Archon's Callback. Whoa. Huge, Hey, cats and dogs, welcome. Alright. What did we see here? What happened here? So we saw the... No, wait. Holiday Festival. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, that played that. And that archived. Holiday Festival 1. Just a lot. That's a lot. Okay, GR doing confusing log things. A lot of stuff happening on screen. Welcome in, Stormstrong. KAGI Live Champion, Stormstrong in chat. And we're getting the imps. Oh, that's a beast. That's a beast. I wonder, I know they've given them the recruiter type. Have we gotten much, like, recruiter keyword interaction? No, right? They're just... Is it just there to signify to... And if it is, cool. But is it just there to signify to the players that they, that it like, benefits from neighbors? Thank you so much for the subscription, Cats and Dogs. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. 3 months. Whoa, that's actually crazy. You're too kind. You're too kind. Down to size. We're game 1. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I had the text on the screen, but I guess I didn't reveal it. So that is on me. Oh god, there's too many boxes here. There we go. Yeah, game 1. Oh, interesting, Barry. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Down to size negates counters. Thank you so much for the prime there, Salami. Really appreciate it. That's very, very kind of you. We're getting a bit of a sub train here. Okay, we're seeing a Logos. That Logos call. And an important thing for to to know is that subs don't get ads. I would think this Chasm Vespid is such a cool fate. I think this is a really cool fate. I don't really think it's irrelevant against Karen. Like, I just don't think that's gonna matter, you know? Which overlays? OBS overlays. Anywhere to stick the deck names? Probably, but it's hard to do on the fly. But they are... Oh, you know what? I can do it in chat. Yeah, Soybok is a classic. Silverwolf, for those who are uninitiated. There we go. That should help. Oh, what I should have done. What I'll do right now. Is put them both in the same message. And there we go. Thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot. That's very, very kind of you. 5 gifted subs to viewers. That's actually crazy. Everyone in chat gets a chat gets a sub. Thank you so much, everyone. We got a hype train, level 2. That's actually a little speechless, but thank you so much, everyone. Let's see. And I'll be going dark for 2 seconds here. Yes, I am still here. I'm still watching the game. I just had to take that call. I could not take that call. So a lot's happened, but also at the same time, nothing has happened, which I think is fascinating. I mean, surely we get a. They're not both in here, right? We got a fat ones of death here coming from Karen. Yeah, we do. A hype chest. Thank you so much, everyone. That's incredible to get a hype train. Long live KAGI. So thank you so much, everyone. Very, very generous of everyone. Everyone open your hype chest. Share the hype chest emotes in chat. And what did that hit from Kalos? Strug, Digitalia, and Mercurial. Okay, so the Mercurial wormhole there is interesting. That's exactly what you need to do. So a hype chest is when there are certain emotes on Twitch which you can only get access to if you participate in a hype train, or commonly referred to in the scene as a scam train. But basically, if it is a train, a quote-unquote train, or like a series of donations or subscribers, gifted subs, that kind of stuff. And if you get enough of them, you get more and more levels on the train. And then yeah, you get rewards based on the level. You get rewards based on the your contribution and everything. So yeah, I know. Well, this is so Silver Wolf is a 12 amber. Like Silver Wolf was a 12 amber expected amber deck on DOK, and Kalos' deck Amar is what, like an 18 amber. It's like both are super low amber generation decks. We're not gonna. There's a timer. Don't worry, everyone. Emma, Fanlinks, I guess. Don't worry, everyone. There is a timer, so we cannot be here all night. We're gonna be here only for what? An hour, like two hours? No. If I know better, I knew better. They knew better, right? These players knew better. They knew what they were signing up for. Like when Quitra and JT joked about it being a long finals, it was unfortunately not a joke. But the thing with these decks is that like they're very explosive, so it's gonna be a very, very slow game until it is not a slow game, and it's gonna be a very slow game, and then they'll both sort of. I don't know. Actually, I'm not as certain about Kalos' deck. And Karen's doing really well to play around the Trank Screed here and not put any creatures on the board. And I don't know exactly, Stormstrong. Exactly. The issue I have with Kalos' deck is I don't actually think Kalos is ever going to get value out of this Trank Screed. There's a world, because like I think you just purge the BR Geist if you're Karen. Also, I love the TTR 200 IQ emote. I think that is a fantastic emote. That is one you have to get from subscribing to Tabletop Royale. But yes, everyone who's subscribed, they get access to my own channel emotes. So I don't know. I made most of them available to be selected by, and they're purging Memorialize the Fallen, which is great. I think Memorialize the Fallen is a really big part of the loop, and having these disruption cards for Kalos is huge, because what this deck really likes to do is it likes to get the deck down to pretty much no cards. The only cards gets down to 6 cards or whatever, 7 cards or whatever. And it just loops the Recklessnesses, it loops the Memorialize the Fallen, and obviously they don't have any creatures in their bin, right? So it's permanently just a one-sided Memorialize that gets fed by the Recklessnesses being looped, etc., etc. So it's actually like a really yeah, it's a very interesting deck, and that's what it's looking to do. It's looking to get deck in hand, but the deck only wants the deck to be 6-ish cards. So there's a wins, which is going to be real big, right? That's all well memory fuel. Very clean discard now. Yeah, it's usually Berserker Slam. It's like Berserker Slam, Double Recklessness, Memorialize, down to size maybe? Couldn't exactly remember, but... And even from here, right? I mean, like, Karen doesn't necessarily need to take these archives. For the board wipe, traditionally, so if you're playing in person, yes, Karen would get to choose that. In TCO, I'm pretty sure it's like, I'm like 90% certain they don't allow that. See, it's interesting now playing these creatures, because like obviously you're opening up a window for Trink's Creed. I think Lightbringer Kelvin is actually a really, really interesting card though. That's because Winds of Death. Yeah, that's because Winds of Death has a discard. Oh, it does. It does allow discard ordering. That's fascinating. I have never come across that. I've played lots of. I must have auto resolve turned on or something. I swear I turned off all. I swear I turned that all off. But I've been playing. I've been playing TCO, and I have never once been asked to discard the thing, even with a board wipe. So that's fascinating. I'm not sure when they did that. But that's cool to know. I might have to reset my settings to have everything be manually prompted. Well of Memory comes down. We love a Well of Memory. And Well of Memory, they're purged Holiday Festival and the Old Tinker. Well, Stormstrong, I put out a solo. So, if I'm not seeing it in any of my games where I'm both players, I think I have a setting wrong. So we get Gold Key Imp and Strug both get sacked to Gift of Amber, so it's just a 3 amber trade. You know, 2 bodies, 3 amber. Hey, you're just trading up, right? You're basically saying it's a cash advance. I love all the Kalos love. Let's get some love for Kalos. Let's get some love for Karen too. I know there's a bunch of UK people. Kalos shared the link to a bunch of UK people. So there's certainly some of what we're getting in chat. There we go. Coolio Beanbag says Kalos is the GOAT. Hey, Kalos needs to still wear hats. Don't let his head get too big. His recent national success is his old beanies I don't think are quite working as well. They're a bit tight. So we got BR Geist. BR Geist is playing Strug. What does Strug do again? Play Celestial Stride, your opponent loses 1 amber. Right. That's right. There we go. We're getting brigaded by the UK folks. Welcome in, everyone. If you haven't seen me before, because I know a lot of you are first-time chatters, I'm Murph, Bracket Fudginator, and this is what I do. I do a lot of casting and not as much playing these days. And I guess I mentioned at the top of the stream, these are both they're both my teammates. Kalos and Karis are my teammates, but they're also we're all on the same team. We're all on the final swindle, and this is a very friendly, but I think both players have a bit of a chip on their shoulders for this one, right? It's always fun. It's fun and sad to beat your opponent, to beat your teammate, as I'm sure Not Tonight is very familiar with. Yeah, it's definitely not a show match. They're both taking it pretty seriously. The interaction with the pips on Mehmet is really interesting with the damage then discard. And we see another cool interaction with this deck where the Abundant Auctioneer gets discarded to return the well. The Mehmet is tricky. Yeah, the Mehmet is tricky. There's a lot of ordering that needs to be done properly in Silver Wolf. But this is sort of what we're talking about. Like, right, we're up to 10 cards purged now. We see Rumor Sower, Ravening Morphozoid, and Pal, Envoy of Acquire, Rumor Sower, and Iron Heady, all purged. That's going to return the 5, including the Abundant Auctioneer and the Mehmet. So we're going to get this looped again. So will we get deck in hand at this point? I don't know. They still got 8 in draw. So I don't know if the deck will be because chess clocks are simply harder. So we don't use chess clocks in IRL Keyforge, and TCO's intention is to, like, we're not creating a separate play. They don't want to necessarily create a separate play environment as you would get from in person. So that's why it's shared, alongside the fact that it's way easier to have a shared timer than it is to have a chess clock. Yeah, we don't use chess clocks in regular IRL Keyforge. Could we? Yes. Is it a controversial topic? Apparently. Yeah, it's mimics an in-person round more so than, especially too. When we do tournaments, so like if you're doing a single day tournament, right? You always on TCG, an online single day tournament. Those are always. It would also go against. Yes, it would also go against go to time rules. That's correct. Like we don't have a timeout lose. That would have to be implemented. And if you're doing a single day tournament, you can't have chess clocks because that is just right. You need the rounds to last only 45 minutes, or else, and things already get bogged down in one day tournaments. So you always are just trying to have things be expedient as possible. Well, and that's the thing. Right? We could absolutely do chess clocks. I am not, because of the turn-based nature of the game, we can absolutely do it. I am not convinced it adds anything. I'm not convinced it adds anything, but it does open some cans of worms. But I'm also not necessarily opposed to it. You just give everyone 22 minutes and away you go. It changes the time interaction. The thing is, too, like as you said, it changes the time interactions. It also punishes certain types of decks. And rewards certain types of decks, so you're going to have to think about all the meta impacts that implementing something that system like chess clocks has. Right, we see that in lots of games, right? Yu-Gi-Oh! So like Yu-Gi-Oh's go to time rules and all that sort of stuff, right? It's you know, people are keeping what's the cowboy's name? What's the name of the cowboy card? Right, but they're keeping that just so they can deal 500 damage and go to time rules. So it's one of those things where I think there's a lot of stuff to consider when you start implementing those kind of ideas. Bondsman Belvin. No, this is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Gaga Cowboy. That's it. Gaga Cowboy. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's already in there, right? I mean, you can already stall if you think you're gonna win the tiebreaker. And by the way, this is a really interesting game state because is there a Tranks Creed? Are we getting? Has Tranks been? That was turn 3. So is Tranks Creed back in hand? It was only once, so it could be in deck. Could be in archives. Those are non-public. But yeah, I mean those behavioral shifts and stuff is. Yeah, we can talk about both. But those behavioral shifts and everything, those are happening irrespective of timers. We're just you want to choose which behaviors you want to incentivize. Oh, that's cool. That's a good fate. Damn, that's a good fate. Like that. There's a Tranks. There it is. There is Tranks. Does Kalos have the way to kill it now, though? Oh, God, Tranks Creed is so crazy. Okay, so Dissonant Chord. Yeah, there's no memorials anymore. That's the big thing there, not tonight. I agree. Memorialize is really important. And that got purged super early, before the loop even got started, right? It got purged second. So, yeah, no memorialize means this game, as long as Kalos can kind of get that to eventually, like, as long as they can get that to their pool. There's no like mass. There's no creature-based mass, right? Like there's no creature-based capture that Karen could steal. Like there's no trawlers or anything like that. So that's funny. Yeah, I mean, trade blows, and it is absolutely. I haven't seen that combo before, but that's really cool. Because that is a uncommon and uncommon. That's cool. I promise I haven't seen too much PB. It's part of the problem. It's really cool. Tranks Creed and that. Love to see it. I think the fact that you can choose different creatures with trade blows is kind of wild. Not like necessarily crazy, and we're gonna get a Reaver. We're gonna get a Reaver activation. Move that over to the pool. Now, my question is, does Kalos have ways to get? What are Kalos's ways to recur the Tranks? Memorialize is purged. Yeah, Memorialize got purged really early on by the Broken Intent. So it got purged on like turn 4 or something. Before any of the pop-off happened from Karen. Yeah, so Karen's counterplay right now, I think, is just gaining a lot of amber. And I know, like, sometimes sometimes people are concerned about, like, sometimes people are concerned about giving their opponent information. With how many times both players have seen Karen's deck, I don't think Karen loses anything from showing. You know what I mean? Like, Karen giving more information doesn't affect anything. Not that I really think it affects much anyways, but I don't think it affects much here, especially. Yeah, Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that really plays a big fact. Well, memory purge recklessness and recklessness. So I think they're going for the Geistoid line. Like they're just gonna be playing all the Geistoid because the Memorialize is gone. There's no Amber control there though. But I guess like Karen's gonna take all their creatures, and there's not gonna be any creatures in the discard. What's the end of turn? Oh, I wasn't scrolled. I was like, why are we stuck in? Yeah, the Geistoid loop's pretty good too. Yeah, it's just very much a secondary condition. And like I said, the BO guys provide a lot of flexibility. Yeah, no, you totally can. And the Sanctum also. Yeah. And I think taking this Oracle's End is really good. I don't know if Kalos read that, because I really think I would like to see this Oracle's End gone, and trading this Grey Warden kind of feels important. Like trading here feels important. This, getting rid of this is important. Because Kalos has got a long way to go, like recycle this deck and get Tranks back, and Karen can make a lot of Amber, and the more and more Sanctum cards Karen yeah, so Karen here calls Sanctum surely. Like I can't imagine a more valuable play than Reaping and getting rid of all the 10 Amber. Like it's very often you can get like an 11 Amber swing. That Wormhole Technician. Lightbearer Kelvin, things in the yard. So Lightbearer Kelvin is discard the top bottom card of a player's deck. If it is a creature, put it into play under your control. That's cool. I also think that's there's a fair amount of stuff just like across sets, not necessarily in the set, but across sets, that interact with oh, not to me. That's a good question. What is... I don't know. Always interesting. Yeah. And I just think that there's a lot of ways to interact with the bottom of the deck across sets, and that's just kind of cool, right? It's an interesting bit of disruption too, because from the bottom of the deck. So I think it's just a neat card. Sorry, everyone. Trying to fit this giant board onto the screen gets harder and harder. And Liger puts it into play. Yeah, so it doesn't get the play effect from Albade. Which might be relevant. Right, that very well could be relevant. I find it really interesting that this that's right, not tonight. That's exactly right. Yeah. Which again is the flexibility that those BR Geists add, which is really cool. Oh, Solok comes down though. If this is the best place for chat. There we go. Move to chat. Oh, my face is in the way of the... No, it's not. And two, right? I mean, the Kalos is losing more and more of their... God, sorry, the log is just gets so big. Yes, Karen does only have 8 minutes. Karen's got a boogie here. The Ifar though gets, you know, obviously it gets good value, but it gets a lot less value when you have so little cards, because it's like, well, I'll just probably draw this next time. Yeah, I mean, and that's sort of the thing. I'm like, it wants to get to a very particular set of conditions, and if it can do that, it can play. It can win a crazy amount of matchups. It's just about being able to maneuver it into those positions is tough. But Karen's into a really interesting position here. I think you... Well, the thing is, too, like, I think you what, Solok the Sanctum? No, you want Solok the Geistoid. Sheesh. They're all going by. Those are all gone. Albade? That's an Albade angle? Yeah, I agree. It doesn't really stop anything, though. It just stops the creatures from reaping. It doesn't stop the loop. Right, Well Memory doesn't need to destroy itself to loop it. You loop it with the, Yeah, it makes sense. Where is the artifact control in this deck is... There's that one, but that's... I think there's another bit of artifact control. Am I wrong? Or is it just that? I could have sworn there was another piece of artifact control. Alright, Bonded Auctioneer. Yeah. It's like you could bounce the Solok, right? It's not your own. You can bounce the Solok. Like once the combo's out, you can just like loop the Solok, so it doesn't really matter, or loop the Bonded Auctioneer discard. So I'm. Does it matter if you get Solok? Oh God! What the hell? This feels going weird. Alice is going Logos. Which means this key's getting through unless we see like something good get hit off Mercurial Wormhole. That's still in play, right? Yeah, so like if they have Mercurial Wormhole, yeah, you'd have to discard the archives, but... What did Mercurial Wormhole reveal? Oh, Mercurial. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, I was speaking of the devil. I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that get played. Okay. So Mercurial Wormhole didn't hit that. They could have an Amber Control card in hand. I think if this key goes through for Karen, she's in a good spot for the game. If this key doesn't go through for Karen, in a tricky spot for the game. They're really trading those blows. Now, this prophecy gets a lot of value out of Karen. Out of this matchup. Face down card, I appreciate that. What is it, though? Probably nothing. And don't forget, folks, whoever wins this game, we've got at least one more game to play. And the key goes through, so I think this is and this key goes through and they're not on check. So we got a game. We got. I mean, we've had a game. We've had 45 minutes of a game. I'll say. Yeah, I believe so. I'm pretty sure Kalos has been very consistent with this PP deck. I think they played it through the whole pod phase, and I think they played it through the whole playoffs. So I think both players came into this knowing what they were going to face. And they're also teammates, so you know, they weren't chatting about it. I guess maybe they were. I don't know. I don't think they were chatting about it, but like they know each other's decks. So this is something where players, I think, came into this with an expectation of the matchup. Was it practiced? I don't know. Not sure. Big wins there. Big wins. Making Kalos lose one Amber is something. Karen's deck is desperate for Amber control. So losing one, we'll take that. We will take that. Oh, totally. Karen will be our guys. The outbait for sure. Well, yeah, I knew Kalos knew the matchup the whole time. Nice to hear he's in the work to practice. Yeah, interesting. I feel like this might. Yeah, this will go to time. Kalos will win on time, though. Kalos was also the first player, for reference. Yeah, time ended on Kalos' turn, I think. It ended on well, we're all seeing the log here, right? That's right. Now, was that a little bit of roping from Kalos? Yeah, that was a little bit of roping from Kalos. Absolutely. Right, he wanted to make sure it was hold on, Karen's turn. Let me go to keyforging.com. That's yes. Yep, that is right. Where is the if I like go to time. No, time. Where the hell is the time rules? End of round. End of round? How do I search this? Page 7. That's not it. That's not in page 7. All right. Oh, I'm in the Keyforge Master rulebook. No, that's right. Anyways, let's see what Karen does. Let's see what Karen does. Oh, great. So Karen's gonna have to generate as much amber as they can. And I wonder if Kalos has Trink's Creed. That's honestly the question, right? Does Kalos have Trink's Creed, and can Karen generate a lot of amber? I just did a whole nationals, just the last weekend, so I should. That's interesting. I'm inclined to agree there, Snoopy. I'm inclined to agree. I think and no one likes to lose or win on time. Like that's certainly no one's really gunning for that. But yeah, it certainly feels bad. I mean, like we have like red line rotation. We've had, you know, effervescent principle, but the cards that bring you down to 0 is particularly bad. Corner of the market. So like you go to times called and then right times called and then you play corner of the market and they cannot respond in time. Oh yeah, there's not really a good solution. I think someone kind of gets screwed with time rules, and that's sort of always the case. Someone's gonna get screwed. So just finish your games in 45 minutes is the answer. And that's what I said about the chess clocks, right? Like, in the large majority of games, you just sort of need the game to end. And to be honest with you, I mean, like, Keyforge's go-to time rules they're a little simpler to, right? The game ends. Yeah, but triple dust pixie nature's call is just gonna lose to a Tranks or corner of the market in time, right? Yeah, no, I totally get you, Salami. It's just that's not how yeah, that's not how we run things on TCO. That'd be fun. That'd be funny. You just add like at the beginning of the round, there's like you roll a 1d6, or like, you know, the program runs a 1d6, and that gets that gets added on to the round time. That'd be pretty funny. Oh, I mean, it's not even a bad idea. It's not even a bad idea. I mean, the thing with Keyforge's time rules is that, like, there's 2 turns, the game ends, right? And then you go to time breakers. In lots of other card games, they're a little sloppier, right? You start getting extra turns, 5 extra turns, etc. And, like, honestly, a lot of the games are just pushing to simplify the go to time rules. They just want things to be over, is kind of the vibe. As Klebe God in chat said, right? You just want the games to be done in 45 minutes or whatever the time limit is, and no one really cares. You know, like, it's sort of like it might screw the individuals in the match, but they just want the tournament to move along. For the greater good. That's right. I mean, absolutely, Hidden Carnage, and honestly, like, it's sort of like you should have just That wasn't during the round though, was that, Salami? I don't remember that. I don't remember that happening. But like I said, I'm only on the feature table, and that didn't happen on the feature table. It was on stream. What game was that? Have I blacked out? It was a long weekend. Oh, was that the sealed? Was that the sealed? But was that the sealed versus with DC Trays and JDG? Oh, thank you so much, Ecolini. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, everyone. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. I mean, in the finals, I don't obviously like in the stuff of the judge, right? I think like it's still game one, quick draw. That's right. We're actually in time rolls right now. That's what we're resolving. Time was called on Karen's turn, and Karen took her turn. Now we're in Kalos's turn afterwards, and then we're going to be moving to Karen's Fortune Key step. That Strug losing one amber might be really important. But Kalos needs to stop this. Oh, game. That's actually so funny. So Kalos will win this by 1 amber. That's what's gonna happen. Kalos will win this by 1 amber. Yeah. Gold key imp. That's so funny. That's gotta be mildly tilting for Karen, right? Getting gold key imped. Getting gold key imped gotta be mildly tilting. That's game one though. You know, we have had almost no games go to time in KAGI. It's very rare we get top cut games. See, you need to get in casual more with the cheaters quick draw, where they ask for manual and then they forge all through their keys. You just got to get into those lobbies. Oh, see, yeah, but when they do it, you got to do it too. Is that true? Is that true, quick draw? I didn't know that. That's funny. Well, they got to get their kick somehow, not tonight. And thank you so much, everyone, for all the love on the subs and everything today. It's been amazing. We got the timer again. Let's not go to time, please. For the love of God, let's not go to time. Let's show some support for Karen. Let's give Karen some energy so we can get a game 3. Because what's an adaptive finals without a game 3? You got to get to game 3. Ooh, the second mouse. That's put under there. The second mouse is when they have less amber than you. Is that right? They have less amber in their. If the inverter opponent's turn, if they have less amber in their pool than you, yeah. God, these prophecies are so hard to they're so hard to read. Okay, double BR Geist into a Webster. Is Webster getting down? Are we getting down with Webster? Oh, yeah. Second mouse is such a bad card. It's such a bad prophecy. Super niche. Sometimes it comes up, but... Ugh. Okay. Webster is great. Webster is also accelerated in terms of what they can discard, which is fine. Plummet gone, just fine. Obviously not super ideal because I think Plummet's actually really cool, but... I mean, going to time is not ideal. Going to time is not ideal. Yeah, the issue with second mouse is it's just so risky. Like, you put a card in there, you don't care. You say, if this resolves, great. I don't really care about the timing. So Kalos discarded the old Tinker, pull up stakes. Ah, okay. And Karen got rid of Grey Warden, Digitalia, and Bagan, which I don't think are huge. 2 Sanctum cards and a Logos. It's a little awkward, because I don't know what the hand looks like, but they redraw. So I don't think those are any big hits. The Fiery Jark comes down. We got Looter Goblin. I think Looter Goblin was a really cool reprint in general. Yeah, I don't... High variance is the wrong word. It just is like... The going to time rules... I mean, they're just feels bads. Alright, it's just a big feels bads. Did this lose its... Is there 2 Chasm Vespids? There is, yeah, okay. I was like, did this lose a Logos enhancement? Broken Intent gets rid of the Memorialize. Yeah, so about the same timeline, a little later. Crazy. That Memorialize isn't going to play a... I mean, there's 2... No, there's just 1. So, like, Memorialize is not going to play a real role in any of these games. Yeah, I mean, and the thing with going time rules is that, as Tootin' Carnage said, and I think is like, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if it is like, the round game needs to end. Game needs to come to a resolution. Right, we saw that. Right, we saw that with the JDG Nova finals. That's true. That is true, Stormstrong. Yeah, but you can't tell players that, Toon Carnage. You can't tell players that their competitive game, their competitive variance based game is a coin flip. It's like pulling the it's like when you tell people who play drafts in card games that they're not actually drafting, they're just pulling a slot machine. And that's what we're doing. Whenever we're just pulling a slot machine and sealed every time we play at a tournament. That's right, exactly, Snoopy, exactly. We have to use a coin-shaped key to flip it. And like I've been so vocal about this. When you get to these matches with two very good players, two very good decks, right? Like, and Adaptive's different, obviously. But as you normalize player skill, and you normalize the decks, and etc., eventually, over a large enough sample size, assuming everything is perfectly, which is impossible, but assuming everything is perfectly homogeneous in the luck and deck part, in the skill and deck part, luck takes over, and at that point, it will be a 50-50. So like that's why like I think like if you're playing a deck, like if you're keeping track of deck statistics against really good players against really good decks, you should expect a 50% win rate in those situations. And the reason people go on runs at Vault Tours and etc., big tournaments, etc., is luck, right? It's luck. They had to have the skill and they had to have the equipment to get there, right? No one's taking that away. Right, they just have to have the skill to even compete there. But like, luck is a big reason they were able to reach that success. And there's no shade to anyone. It's just the nature we're playing an a card game where RNG is a key component. So like, it definitely feels invalidating. I totally get it. The going to time rules feels invalidating. But if it's so close where you're getting like 4 or 5 tiebreakers down, that's such a close game. And I think like both players should just be like, valid, right? Go into it knowing what you can and try and do as best you can. But that's right, dude, Garnish. And I think too, like, people take luck to be something bad, but like you have to, like, there's skill in playing into luck. Yes, unless there's a Kaz invested. Kaz invested fought the Grey Warden. Grey Warden died. That was an enemy creature. Yeah, and like powerful cards, like I would rather they don't purge, because I think purging Yeah, I mean, I guess I personally prefer cards that like to not remove themselves from the game if possible. Like, especially in Keyforge now, where like our dead turns, like games only last 10 turns in Archon, less than 7 turns, 6 turns, and to have, you know, 15% of a player's time in a game taken away from them on a turn, on like a time walk, that's bad, right? Like that's a huge issue. And the thing is that, like, we might have long games, but they're less turns, which is a big thing. My thing with buying decks is that, like, in purchases, if you get the value for the purchase now, right? Like, if you get the value for the purchase before it's banned, doesn't, you know, like, fair play. Yeah, the fact that it says no discard is absolutely wild. Or it could have a control corner of the markets where, like, it should have something, right? It should have something where, like, no play, no use. Yeah, I don't know, Snoopy. The issue is that, like, that's just hard because it might get banned. But that's the kind of the thing with the games, all the games, any game. But I feel for you. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I guess it's this is, you know, Murph advice with Murph, you know, Murph's advice column. If you're not competing with it, doesn't matter, right? That proxy it, like, to like write out the cards on, you know, printer paper. So like, personally, like, if you're not going to use it in an official event, I think it's fine to just, you know, play with it kitchen table-esque and proxy. That's what I think. Up to your playgroup, of course, but if I was in your playgroup, I have no problem with that. Like, sure, yeah, go for it. Yeah, you could. That's an interesting take where prophecies, and like you might need a more meta push to it, and then too, like if Cosmic Recompense isn't banned next season, right? Like it might not even be good enough. Like Cosmic Recompense, like I mean, the disc board is not interesting. That's the problem. We're not in the interesting part of the game yet, Toot and Carnage. Like, oh, they discarded, you know, 5 off of Webster. We all know where this is going. We've only got 4 purged. These decks aren't even out of the gates yet. That's right, yeah. We got 30 minutes. Like this matchup is like an exercise in vamping. Can I vamp well enough for 2 hours? I think the issue I have is Amber Skies. The issues I have is that Amber Skies was already doing that pretty well. Yeah, I think Amber Skies is already sort of like pushing GR down a fair bit. Where that was already less. And also too, like PV has its own solitaire stuff like that. Like the Untamed loops are already an issue. Are they like super big an issue? I don't know. I don't really see them. Like they're really not that common. It's like I don't know. Karen's like getting hot here too, by the way. Like this is like Karen's generating amber. With Berserker Slam gone, Holiday Festival, you know, not getting anything. I think Kalos is kind of out on amber control. So yeah, that'll get forged. That didn't get anything, right? Reassembly required didn't get anything. Yeah, no, absolutely not tonight. It got purged turn 3 this time. Again, with a broken intent. So I think like, and that might just be the mainstay of this match. Like we might not be getting. Yes, it did. Yep. No, Memorialize has been out of the picture for both games completely, way before either deck gets close to the loop. But we still saw how close. That game was, right? Like, and also too, like, the Memorialize needs to get hit before the loop happens. If it doesn't get hit before the loop happens, and then you're not touching it. The issue is that like you can't, the Silver Wolf can't keep it in hand. They can't hand shape like that. They can't just like elect to never discard and everything because they're gonna be recklessnessing. So like that's always a risk. So we see the Acto Charge for the pip, and then we see the Winds of Death. So London Electioneer is gonna come back too. Very small Logos turn. Oh, I wonder if they got Tranks Creed in hand for Karen. You know what would be funny though? What would be funny is if Karen goes Archon's callback again for the third one. So Holiday Festival comes down. We see the double BR Geist not hit anything, which is rough. Right, we saw how much work the double BR Geist did in the first game, and now Toot and Carnage. I guess there's like the Memorialize being gone is why Karen went for the Geistoid loop, because if you're not, I was a Holiday Festival that was Holiday Festival was purged off of Broken Intent as well, I believe, which was a good hit from Kalos because that's an important amber control card. But like if you don't have the Memorialize, oh she I don't know if you saw in the Top Cut chat, but she was saying how big a deal it was for her not to be watching the birds play right now. She was doing me a solid. Otherwise Sunday was not on the table. Hey, no spoilers. She's taping it. She's taped it. JK, she's not watching this immediately after, but That's right. That's right. It depends if she watches the VOD before she watches the game, which would be a mistake, right? Like that's not how you're supposed to. You can't go on social media before you watch the game. We've all made that mistake. Yeah, I mean, I think Amber Skies was already doing a pretty good job of tamping down GR in terms of what it was doing, and it was doing so. And I love Amber Skies. I think Amber Skies is really, really good design. Obviously, it speaks to me, and I totally acknowledge that. I just think it had good design and matched GR well in a way that felt we were playing Keyforge again with GR included. Well, no, that's DT. DT is the best set. So we're getting some Geistoiding, we're getting some Geistoid looping, we're getting some Amber generating. You know, no one wanted. I actually didn't have any time to play any Keyforge at Canadian Nationals, but I had two sealed Dark Tidings deck if anyone ever wanted to play with me, but people hate me. Thank you, not tonight. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. AOA is the second best set. So it goes DT is the best set, AOA is the second best set, and then Amber Skies is the third best set. Okay, so now now this is pod racing. Because we're getting a lot of the Brobnar, we're getting most of the Equidon purged. 8 Equidon purged and 7 Brobnar, which is really good. No Geistoid yet. Important distinction that there's been no Geistoid purged yet. Whoa. That's impossible. That's impossible. I have largely correct takes. But Mr. Perfect was created in a lab to have the takes that he does. Like, imagine the beginning, like the intro to the Powerpuff Girls, but instead they're just putting in bad takes into the cauldrons. Yeah, this is a Trinker bust for Karen, but there's no creatures. There's no creatures. So Karen either needs to find a way to get creatures onto Kalos's board. The issue is that, like, if Kalos and if Kalos can avoid having creatures on the board, it's gonna be tough. Honestly, Toot and Carnage, I have no idea. I didn't keep up with I wasn't able to keep up with well, I mean, I guess that's not fair. No, I mean, Riku won the Open with Amber Skies with Vi. Again, Amber Skies won the Open Championship. Obviously, GR won the World Championships for Archon. But Wild Wormhole plays Broken Intent. Wait, what? Oh, I see. Who was on the mic in the corner? I don't know what that means, Andy P. I mean, and like the thing with Prophetic Visions, I do think Prophetic Visions was head and shoulders above PV and Amber Skies. Like I don't think anyone's arguing that Prophetic Visions pushed out Amber Skies and GR, but I do think Amber Skies, when Amber Skies and GR were mixing, I thought the field looked pretty good. I don't know. It felt pretty good. It felt decent, or at least in my noobish assessment. Oh, I see. Well, it's me, Andy P. This is Murph. The Keyforge is on the screen. The Keyforge is right in front of you. Yes, I am Murph. This is my channel. You're chatting in chat. You can send emotes in chat. You're hearing my dulcet tones. And Kalos, we're seeing Silverwolf again come back 2 keys down with no memorialize. But Kalos here is opening themselves up to get trinxed, which is the tough part. Now, I suppose there is a world where Kalos has Winds of Death in hand, and they can avoid being punished. Yes, welcome in, Ecolini. Twitch is an interesting platform. Twitch is a new platform. I'm on it. I stream on here. A lot of other streamers stream on here, and typically, a lot of the times you'll see streamers stream on here, and then I mean, Karen's gotta have Trank, right? Like Karen's gotta have Trank. A lot of streamers will stream on Twitch, and then they'll the VODs. We see Winds of Death though. Yeah. So like, this is what you want to see though. If Kalos could orders the Winds was last, how does Karen get the Tranks off? I think Karen's gonna have to capture on their own. Like I think Karen's gonna have to capture on their own, which is not good for Karen. Right, that's just stall, and like this deck wants the wins every time, wins all the way down. Like, this is tricky. I absolutely, this is tricky, and there's the issue now is that I don't know what's in the hand for Kalos. There's still 1 Winds of Death available. There's 2. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think PV was not allowed in Madrid. I'm pretty sure Prophetic Visions was not allowed in Madrid. Yeah, see, they're gonna have to capture on their own, which I just think is not good enough. Like, I don't think that's good enough, but we'll see. See, that's what I mean. Like, I think like the metagame was in a pretty good spot with the Amber Skies talk release. I think it was in a pretty good spot. I think GR got hit a lot. It was still good, but like it got hit a lot, and now we're in a place where everything's PV. So like GG sort of fixed a problem that wasn't there. Perhaps after some changes it'll be in a good spot. I'm not convinced yet though. I'm not convinced. So we're seeing the Holiday Festival, which is going to put the Pull-Up Stakes, Plummet, Recklessness, and Hospitality. Bjorgeist is going to play the Moment. PV is Prophetic Visions, which is the new Keyforge set. Which is, this one here. We're still getting a lot of it's getting a lot of junk. And we've got 14 minutes left on the timer. Yeah, I was gonna say something like, what is old people here? Because I'm I don't think anything, Student Carnage. I don't think anything. The clock, maybe the timer. That's the thing. I don't think tranks on their own creature is good enough. Well, I'm 27 Storm Strong, so I don't fall in that category. I think Twitch is for people Twitch is for the people. That's right. Thank you, Tootin' Crunch. I appreciate that. It's all that sleep I get. Really keeps me young. I met Tootin' Carnage in person, which was lovely at the Canadian Nationals, and I can confirm Tootin' Carnage is actually older than me. Okay, so we got a Wormhole Technician. I don't think there's not really much Amber Control left in Karen's deck. Like there's, you know what I mean? Like in the PV. Well, we got a nice logos board here, but I'm not sure what it's actually going to do. We got a great turnout. We got a great turnout for this today. So thank you everyone for coming out and for watching these games, and thank you everyone for your support with the subs and everything. That's very, very kind and appreciated. And now that we're gonna get the finals wrapped up, maybe we can start thinking about. Not maybe we already have, but you can start keeping your eyes peeled for KAGI 14.0. Now, I don't think, yeah, don't forget everyone, we will be running KAGI live at Keyforge Celebration this year, and you don't want to miss that, because that is going to be a phenomenal event. If you love Adaptive and you want to see Adaptive supported at IRL events, please go please go participate. It's a pretty low investment thing, like low commitment thing. Just go in, and have some fun. Play a game of Adaptive over the weekend. And yeah, help us show GG people want to play this format, and let's get as many games in as we can. I think last year we had a ton of games in. It's been super popular across the season at a number of World Tours, and we want to keep up that momentum. And get some KAGI live in. Ooh, that was bringing Karen down here to 0 amber is brutal. Now, a big thing to don't forget, a big thing that happened early on in Game 1 is that Holiday Festival was also for Karen in Game 1. And Holiday Festival being purged was a big deal. It's a big discard engine, so it's a lot of fuel for everything else, right? You dig for more Geister cards and you're looping all this sort of stuff with well. So the fact that, and it's Amber Control, of course. So like the fact that Holiday Festival and Memorialize the Fallen were purged was actually a very big deal for Game 1, which I think has been like genuinely a factor. I missed the end. That's so disappointing. Sorry everyone. I think I missed the end. I didn't get to capture it because my Wi-Fi shut off. Yeah, I disconnected from TCO. My Wi-Fi completely went down. I think there must be like a community. No, it like went down, and that doesn't really happen, so. My apologies, everyone. That's such a shame. I'm on my data. I'm on my phone's I'm on my phone's data. Oh, we got the logs. I can copy the logs. I know. If it just lasted a couple more minutes, it would have been fine. Sorry, everyone. My apologies. Obviously, it's not ideal right now. I have logs. Well, I thank you so much, everyone. Congratulations to Kalos. That's huge. Yeah, that's really big. I think it's phenomenal to have them win the league. They've been a long time participant. They've had a ton of I don't know how many what their lifetime. Yeah, you can hop on stream. I can get you into a call. Now, can everyone?
Hey.
Hello, Kalos. Can everyone at home hear Kalos? All right, say hello. Say hello to Twitch chat.
We got a very quiet chit chat. I think everyone left.
No, there's still lots of people here. And also, if you right-click my name,
yeah, there's a few people.
If I'm quiet for you,
yeah.
If you right-click my face, you can turn me up.
Oh yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, perfect. Chat can hear you.
Oh, okay, just a little bit delayed, I think. Did you set a delay?
Well, there's gonna be a delay on stream because it's just natural.
Cool. Well, hello everybody. I've been on my stream a few times.
Yes, you have.
I'm Kalos, and I just played KAGI Finals.
How does it feel to be congratulations on becoming the KAGI 13.0 champion?
Thank you. It means a lot. I think I've participated in about 5 seasons now. I want to say 5. It might be a few less than that. And I never really did too well at the start because I didn't find a deck that really worked for me. And then I did, and I didn't bring it to finals because I thought Karen might practice against it because I brought it many times this season. And it also had some quite good performances. I think I 2-0'd most of the time with it. So I chose a deck that I knew probably wouldn't be on the radar. I think I played this game once in second Amber.
I thought you played this deck the whole way through.
No,
Which
not
was
at
the
all.
PV you played all the way through?
I played. So I played most. If you check the logs, I played Amber Skies most of the time.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't actually keep a close eye on the match reports.
Yeah, so I play my Eternal Guillotine KAGI most of the time, which is the double inner somewhere with goalkeeping, and it tends to do quite well. But for this match in particular, I chose a deck that I thought would be quite fun to match into Karen's, because I wanted it to be fun.
Right.
Just have a stomp. Like if my deck won all the time or her deck won all the time, it would always go to a third match, and I thought that would be a bit boring. So I chose a deck where I thought the decks were quite evenly matched.
Yeah, awesome. Now
I did like 8 hours of practice or something. So
how many hours of practice?
It was about 8 hours of practice, maybe
Dang.
a bit more.
You put in a full work day.
Oh yeah. Because Karen had brought this deck the whole way through. It was my thoughts that she was going to bring it again.
Yeah.
And I was going to be very, very scared if she didn't. So.
Wow. Well, that's amazing. First of all, congratulations.
Practice.
The games were really fun. It was I was kind of making a joke to chat where it's like the first like 4 or 5 turns there's like nothing happening because you're both on like 0 ambers, 0 keys, and it's just waiting for sort of Silver Wolf to actually sort of start doing its things, and it was a very fun matchup. I really enjoyed it. What in particular made you think this was going to be a fun matchup?
What made it fun for me was there was a few ways in my deck to get rid of the archives, which obviously is what we called Karen's deck Silver Wolf, right?
That's the Soybok is like the Vietnamese name, but Silver Wolf is the translation.
Yeah. So I bought a deck that could counter that, but not extremely. Like you could hold the pieces if you wanted to, if you didn't have to. And then obviously it had the Trink's Creed, which is like if Karen burst a whole bunch and left some creatures on the field, like she did in the first game, then it meant I could capture it all. And then also it had the Oracle counter, where in the off chance that you could play the Oracle, you could then take all the Amber off, so it wasn't an immediate win.
Right.
And I did that a few times in practice.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting in game 1. It felt like there was a moment where you could have traded your Grey Warden for that Sanctum creature that takes all the Amber off. Why not?
I did consider it.
Why not? Yeah, why not?
I figured they would just play Geistoid and replay the Oracle. And then it would just be a turn where I wasted a turn to get rid of it, but then they spent a turn to bring it back. But they got Amber out of it and I didn't.
I see. So you didn't have anything else. It wasn't like you had a follow-up to it. It would have been just that.
No, yeah, I didn't have an alternative. So for me, it was like I'm just better off leaving it there. If they take the Sanctum turn, that's fine, because I can dig deeper into my deck for something else.
Right. Well, it's cool that they were such close games. It's fun to see. You know, like it's not always we get that.
Yeah.
It was just like both players played really well. I think both you and Karen played really well. So congratulations to both of you. Both of you deserve flowers for that.
Yes.
It was just it was cool to see.
Well,
it was like two titans.
I would
you
like
know?
to say it was. Yeah. I think me and Karen, we go way back. We're long-time friends, so it's fantastic that I got to play against them in the finals, and I couldn't have hoped for a better match. I think they played super well, and I made a few mistakes here and there, but I was so worried I was going to lose that first match because I gave them Strug back.
Yeah, no, that Strug was almost, because you only won by 1 Amber on the tiebreakers.
Yes, yeah. The timer was counting down, and I didn't know whether to discard or play the Digitalia or something. Yeah. I discarded it, which put me to 10, which meant they could play it from the BR Geist.
Yeah. No, that was...
If I had like 20 more seconds, I wouldn't have done it.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, interesting. No, it was... that was... crazy. Both were crazy games. Especially with the Memorialize being gone and both so early to like never be involved in the loop at all. So like obviously both of you pivoted to the Geistoid with that being purged. Was that something that came up in practice? I presume it did.
Yeah. My overall plan with her deck was to do the Brobnar looping. where you get both the recklessness and then the memorialize.
Yeah.
But if it did get purged, then you had to pivot to the Geistoid pips.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. It's interesting how you have to change the matchup. I also think like you never were able to produce the board that Karen did in game 1, right? Do you think that? I guess I got a question. Like, do you think that board, because obviously that's thinning out your deck, so that makes it easier for you to get back to like cards you want to see. Was that a factor at all, or do you think that was sort of neither here nor there?
So you mean in game 2 when they played all, or game 2 when I could have played all their creatures with the Bjergeist?
No, sorry. Like the difference between like you sort of chose not to keep a giant board, right? Choosing to rinse the Winds of Death a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
But in the first game,
Yeah,
they
I was totally playing around Tranks.
Right, which is very smart. I think that not allowing any creatures was very good. It was very well played and very
It's such a huge swing that if I play like 6 pips right and then play a creature and don't Winds of Death, then they just get all of it and then the turn's negated.
Yeah, no, I think that was really well done.
I think in the first game it didn't matter as much because they could just redo it, but in the second game, because my archives kept getting wiped, it would make such a big difference if I got all that Amber taken in turn.
Now, with you having the luxury of knowing the matchup and choosing a deck into the matchup, whereas Karen not knowing which deck you're going to bring, do you think that played a big role in this one? Like, do you think if game 1, if you know, Karen had a little bit more experience with your deck, that the game 1 would have gone differently?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Like, do you think, because you knew the decks, you knew a deck you were bringing, you knew a deck Karen was bringing, and Karen didn't know what deck you were bringing?
Yeah.
Like, do you think that made a big difference in game 1 in particular?
I mean, they have to assess my deck on the fly, so it 100% makes a big difference, whereas I had spent 9-10 hours with her deck, so...
Right.
Although I was like, oh, I'm just checking your deck list, I knew what I was doing coming into the game, but I think Karen had to assess what playstyle she was going to play with her deck, whether it was going to be the Brobnar or the Geistoid.
Right.
And I think I'd prepared for both, so... Yeah, it does make a big difference. And I think there's a strengths and weaknesses to bringing a deck the same deck all the time, because you know it really well. But then eventually a few seasons go by and everyone knows the deck, so then it's the same that happened with my Amber Skies deck. I love playing it, but most people know how to play it now, so I have to pivot to something else.
Right.
But it's such a complicated deck, it takes ages to learn it.
Yes.
Not my Amber Skies, the Silver Wolf.
Yes, no, I know. It took Karen ages to learn it. That was, I think she spent many hours, 100, I think she's up to like 300 or 400 games in that deck.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy fun deck. I loved playing it in casuals when I was playing it, and I loved playing against my deck, and I loved the finals matches. They were fun. Yeah,
no, that was really good. I think we don't get a lot of, I'd have to go back and check, but I feel like we get a lot of 2-1s in KAGI finals, so it's interesting to get an 0-2, and to get an 0-2 that was like, man, this could have been a 3-1. Now, if you were to go, let's say Karen wins this one, or wins the first one, right? What does chain bidding look like? Like, what does the bidding look like for these two? For you?
These games played a little bit differently to how practice did, so I think I was roughly going to about 6 chains on my deck. And that literally just gives a couple of turns for Karen's deck to get in the game, because it only needs a few turns for it to really start cycling its pips.
I mean, yeah, we can see it in this. We saw it in this game, and we saw it in the first game, where it's like, a couple more turns and.
Yeah. I think usually 2-0s tend to be like, oh, I bring a super fast rush deck, and then it doesn't perform in the second match, and I really didn't want to play a deck that was unfun in that capacity, especially for finals. So I think definitely unusual to get a 2-0 in finals. With 2 decks that are quite evenly matched, I think.
Yeah, totally. It was so 6 is the limit basically for what's like feasible in this matchup.
Yeah, I think if you start on to 7, it's like I think you're pushing it a bit, because all my deck really does is board and Tranks, and there's so many options in Karen's deck to wipe the board. And then if you don't play creatures, the Tranks isn't involved. Right. And if you just have that time, like as long as the purge with the broken intent isn't like super scary and it gets a really important card, then yeah, I think you just need that time for the deck to start rolling.
Interesting. Now, and obviously, like if Karen won the first game, and you win the first game, you would bid on your own deck, right? Because if we take the outcome, right, you'd be bidding. I changed the rules, obviously, so you can push deck you'd want to play.
Yeah.
Would you be picking Silverwolf in this matchup? Probably not, right?
It would depend how Karen played the deck, because obviously I've played the matchup, but I haven't seen Karen play the matchup.
But
so
we just
if
did.
she came up with this strategy that I'd never seen before,
Right. Oh, right. I see.
It might have changed which deck I pick.
Right.
Because then I'm like, well, I need to go for that strategy now. But I think overall, I'm always bidding on my own. I think Karen's too good of a player to pretend like I want her deck in a matchup,
Right.
or to like pretend bid chains.
Right. No, I get it. I get it.
So yeah, it was always the plan to bid on my own or pick my own.
Okay, interesting. I'd be interested to get Karen's thoughts if the GR had won both game 1 and game 2, if you'd both pick your PV in game 3.
Yeah. I think it would have been a really fun one, and I'm well happy it was over in 2 matches, because I don't think I could have dealt with it heart-wise in the 3rd match. But
yeah. We only had 5 minutes.
The first game, man.
Yeah, no, I know, and we only had 5 minutes left on the clock on this one. So like, it was like, these are tight games, close games. Because like, you often see decks have 30 expected amber on their DOK. There's exactly 30 amber between both these decks.
Yeah, it's going to be a very slow match, and that's I wanted Karen's deck to get rolling because I think it's fun.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
I'll just say, funnily, I watched the TFR match where Mooseman Dude played their deck, which was supposed to be like the complete counter to Karen's. And although I thought it was a good idea, it wasn't really what I wanted to do. I wanted to just get a really good practice going with 2 decks, her deck and mine, and then just see what happens. And I think it happened.
It happened. You're the champion. You are the KAGI 13.0 champion, Kalos. Do you have anyone you'd like to thank? Any shout outs to your fans? You had a lot of fans in chat.
I will say thanks to XKicks or Caleb, as many people might know them, because we did some practice games. I will thank Ultimo Fox or Oliver as well, because we also did some practice. And a thank you to Two Carnage, Mooseman Dude for some deck tips on how to play Karen's deck. And just an overall thank you to Mirth for streaming, of course, and my lovely girlfriend.
There we go. Perfect. Congratulations. You played super well. Very deserving of the title. Karen's very deserving of the runner-up. And hopefully maybe we'll see you back here in season 14.
Oh, I really hope so. And I look forward to getting those 2 display boxes in you, Mirth, because I know you totally promised those.
Yeah. Casual, drop a casual like 500 Canadian dollars on the finals. Yeah, I have that kind of money.
Yeah, I figured you do.
Yeah, of course.
Cool.
Of course.
All right. Thanks for having me, Mirth.
Yes. See you, Kalos. All right, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around. My sincerest apologies for the internet. I'll tell Kalos, go DM Kalos to hop on Dead by Daylight. But yeah, congratulations to Kalos, and also like really well done to Karen. I think she did a great job, represented herself well, represented with the deck well. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out and watching the stream. Thank you, everyone, for watching at home on the VOD. Thank you, actually, a big FU to my internet provider, FU Bell, for having the internet go out, because that honestly, I'm very upset about that, and I apologize to everyone at home for not being able to see the dramatic finish. So my apologies, but thank you so much to everyone for the subscriptions. Thank you, Cats and Dogs. Thank you, Salami. Thank you, Arpsec. Yeah, Arpsec. Thank you for the follows. And yeah, make sure keep an eye on my channel. Maybe I'll be a little bit more active. You never know, especially with the recent streams. So, thank you so much, everyone, and please keep an eye out for the VOD on YouTube so you can get the non-choppy version of it, because I have been recording it. And Kalos and I's audio is not choppy on there. So, thank you so much, everyone. We'll catch y'all next time. Check out my spoiler video if you haven't already for Draconian Measures. Peace, everyone.